Ring of Honor Final Battle, end of an era, is just the beginning of a new chapter, a new era for pro wrestling standout Jonathan Gresham. Hey, he was in PWI's top 20, and he continues to rise. For this big event with Ring of Honor, he challenges Bandido for the Ring of Honor World title in the main event of Final Battle in Baltimore. Jonathan, first, thank you. And how was your Thanksgiving? Did you do any cooking?
I did not do any cooking. My Thanksgiving was great. I had some family members over and some wrestlers that I've been friends with for about 15 years came over. So it was awesome. How was yours?
Mine was good. Spent it with family. Came up to the Central Florida area. I'm down in South Florida with the Miami Herald, so drove up for that. So spending some time. Actually, that's where we're doing the interview now. Usually behind me, I'd have all my sports stuff up. I'd have some wrestling memorabilia up, but today we get the blank wall, Jonathan.
All right, that's okay. It's awesome.
I have to. Hey, so when you're having Thanksgiving dinner, what are your go-to foods?
I love stuffing and cranberry sauce. Not the one with the bits in it, but the jelly, the smooth one. And then some collard greens, man. Like I don't need meat really, but stuffing, gravy, and cranberry sauce and collard greens do it for me. How about you?
For me, it's always the turkey, the mashed potatoes, a little bit of the little gravy on the mashed potatoes, or some peas in the mashed potatoes. I like to put my vegetables in the mashed potatoes and all. And then obviously pumpkin pie. I got to go pumpkin pie. I got to go old school.
Okay. I'm an apple pie dude, but I got you. I got you.
A lot of people get apple pie for Thanksgiving too, man. Dutch apple, regular. A lot of people get apple pie, but I'm going pumpkin. I'm always going to go to pumpkin.
Sorry.
And then one more Thanksgiving question, and we'll get to this final battle. Hey, how about your other half? What is she like for Thanksgiving?
Anything edible, really. She doesn't even eat Thanksgiving stuff, really. She just we didn't spend Thanksgiving together because I had my family here. We just decided this year to do it separately. We're gonna spend New Year's together. So when I was talking to her, she was really big on these M&M chocolate chip cookies that her mom makes. So it's just like anything that she doesn't normally eat because she's always dieting, she just like binges on it, you know. So she's having chocolate kisses, you know, cookies with all kinds of chocolates in it, any kind of cake. So yeah, pastries, everything.
You know, Jonathan, that's interesting because obviously you're a pro wrestler. She's a pro wrestler, but also she's very good at is it the powerlifting competitions?
Yeah, she's a world champion, powerlifter.
World champion. Does that diet correlate to pro wrestling at all? Are those two separate types of training and dieting?
I mean, it can be different, but for the style that she wrestles and the style that I am gravitating towards, like the powerlifting, does help a lot. The powerlifting training and the dieting does help a lot. I'm kind of just I'm training with her team, but I'm not really competing. So I'm training like I'm training for competition, but I'm not competing at all.
Jonathan, would you ever try that?
They're trying to push me to do it, you know, but I'm not really big. I beat my body up enough. I do like 20, 25, 30-minute matches like often. So like I do enough beating up on my body. So I'm not really trying to lift heavier than 450 pounds. And that's where I'm at right now. So I think I'm okay.
Well, Jonathan, you talk about 20, 25-minute matches, and the job that you're doing in that has just been incredible. Seeing your growth, seeing your improvement. And now you have this big match in Ring of Honor, final battle, end of an era, going for the world title against Bandido. Tell us first about being in that big a spotlight, and then also about your opponent, Bandido.
Well, I'll start with Bandido. I've been able to be on shows with Bandido for the last couple of years, not just in Ring of Honor, but we've managed to be on the same shows over in Europe, down in Mexico. I think we were on a couple of shows together in Japan, and he's just a phenomenal talent. He's like a one in a lifetime talent. You know what I mean? He's still very young. He's quite younger than me. I think he might be around 26, 27 years old. So I got a few years on him, but like his pro wrestling knowledge and his understanding of wrestling is just beyond his years. And I really look forward to stepping in the ring with him for the first time one-on-one. We've been in the ring together and, you know, multi-man matches, tag matches, and we always have really good chemistry. He's a very passionate person, pretty passionate as you know, like I am about wrestling. So I'm really looking forward to it. We both know that this is a huge show for Ring of Honor. it's the end of an era. So we want to give the fans a match that they will hopefully remember and talk about for years to come.
It's
But
interesting. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Yep.
I was going to say also what's interesting to me is we don't know what's going to happen in Ring of Honor in 2022 and beyond.
Very true.
Do you even look at that as a athlete, as a competitor, to say, whoa, I might be in the final match of Ring of Honor for a while?
It has gone through my mind, but I try to stay optimistic. Normally, I grew up as a pessimist, but in recent years, I've grown to, be a little more optimistic about things. And I feel like I really truly believe Ring of Honor will come back. In what capacity, I'm not sure, but I want to stay loyal to the company and give Ring of Honor time to just figure things out. So whether I win the Ring of Honor World Championship or not, I'm going to stay loyal to the company until they make their final decision in April. Because Ring of Honor has changed my life. It's given me new meaning. It saved me from a lot of stuff that I could have gotten into at a younger age. So I feel obligated to stay. But it's a good obligation. I want to do it, definitely. So.
Now, what does this match mean to you?
I was just talking about it. Ring of Honor changed my life. When I was younger, I was getting into a lot of trouble. And long story short, I found Ring of Honor and it changed the direction of my life. I truly believe when somebody's on a road that is going in a bad direction, you have to distract them with something that they truly love and they find themselves obsessed with, and they channel all of their energy and anger or whatever might be messing up their life towards this goal of accomplishing whatever that is that they're obsessed with. And that's what happened with Ring of Honor. So Ring of Honor saved my life. And to be honest, all I wanted to do was become a part of the company. In 2017, I was able to become a part of the company. So I pretty much accomplished my goal. And then I went on to do things that I never imagined. And in the back of my mind, you always want this incredible thing, but you don't think that you're capable of accomplishing it. And now I'm finding myself, pretty much sitting with that opportunity in my lap to become Ring of Honor World Champion, even if it's the last time that Ring of Honor might run a show. I'm in the position that I've always had in the back of my mind. So it means a lot to me. It means the world to me. I don't know a lot of people that have grown up and accomplished exactly what their dream was, but I have. I'm now competing for the Ring of Honor World Championship. It was my dream. I never told anybody, but I'm doing it.
And in being able to live that dream, I'm really curious for you, because you mentioned about going through some tougher times. And now, obviously, what a place you're in right now, personally and professionally. Was there a key turning point for you? Was there a moment, a personal or professional, something that happened other than signing a Ring of Honor that got you to that point?
Yeah, at an early age. So I guess I got to talk about this. I was a really bad kid. I got put out of every school in Metro Atlanta, and then my mom had to take me to a different county using like a family member's address, and then I did the same crap there, fighting teachers, students, to where I just got put out of that school. So my mom came to me one day and she was like, "Look, you you only got one more shot. I got to send you to this preparatory school, this private academy she had to come out of pocket for." And she was like, "This is your last chance. If you mess up here, you're gonna have to go to juvenile, which is like, kids jail, kids prison or whatever." So I got there, and what did I do? I got in a fight with the principal. First day. Little did I know the principal was an amateur wrestling coach. I was already obsessed with wrestling, but I never told anybody about it. I watched it all the time, read the books all the time. So I went to go hit him. He shot a low single on me and picked me up and put me on the wall. And he had me jacked up, and I was still trying to fight him. And he said to me along the lines of, "You have spirit or you have heart," or something like that. But then he was like, "You should join my wrestling team." And I remember hearing that and then looking at him dead in the eyes. And I was like, "Wrestling team?" And he was like, "Yeah." He sat me down. He ran me through it. And in my mind, that was my way to become a pro wrestler, because I was ignorant at the time. I didn't know I could just join a pro wrestling school. So I thought, oh, I'm going to join wrestling. They're going to introduce the ropes later on after I learn the basics. This is awesome. I can achieve my dream. And so I did that. And around 15, I found out 14 to 15, I found out that I had to join a pro wrestling school. But around the same time, I found Ring of Honor. Because like the internet started getting bigger with YouTube around that time. So I found Ring of Honor. And when I found Ring of Honor and I saw the shows, I don't know why Ring of Honor resonated with me more than WWE and WCW. I'm guessing it was because it was more intimate, it was smaller. It looked like something I could go down the road and be a part of at the local YMCA, possibly. The guys were younger, they looked more like me. They weren't all jacked up and muscle bound, and a lot of guys just looked like me. And I was like, oh, I could do this. And so that's when I told myself I'm going to be a part of Ring of Honor. So everything I did throughout my career, all the traveling, all the training with all these people around the world was all in preparation for me joining Ring of Honor.
In hindsight, that amateur wrestling lends itself to have a good base for what you're doing and to become the skilled wrestler that you've become. So we never know how our paths are going to lead, what journeys we're taking. We're led, but we have to make the turns or go straight and everything. And I would just like to hear your relationship with your mom, because your mom sounds like a really great person and she never gave up on you.
She did. She single mom. She did everything in her power to keep me out of jail. She did everything off the streets. She never allowed me to be on the streets, and I was dying to be on those streets. And every time I did it, something bad happened, and she always got me out. And I can't thank her enough. She saved my life. Ring of Honor, her and Ring of Honor saved my life.
And now we got this huge event coming up for you. And Jonathan, you've won the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, also part of the Tag Team Championships in Ring of Honor with Mr. Jey Lethal. These accomplishments for you, titles, big matches, and all. For you, I'd love for you to give a little perspective. I know you have already, of what 2021 has been like for you, and closing it with this final battle, end of an era, Ring of Honor.
It's had ups and downs, man. Like some personal stuff. The pandemic really took a toll on me, man. For a while there, I didn't notice it until my lady came to me. I was in bed for maybe a week and some change, and I didn't even realize it. I would only get up to eat and go to the bathroom, but I was depressed. It was because, and I had to go see people about it. I had to go talk to people about it. And it was because my entire life I was always on the move. From my amateur wrestling days, every weekend I was either going to some training or going to a match with the team. Or during the week I was working. I was never home. I was always moving. Then graduate to pro wrestling, I was doing the same thing, and all of a sudden my life just stops abruptly with the pandemic, and I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't training. I wasn't traveling out of the country. I wasn't traveling to shows. So my life had just stopped abruptly. I didn't know how to handle it, and I found myself in the bed for a while, and my wife was super concerned, and she ended up helping me, find somebody to talk to figure out why I was like that. And after I figured it out, I was able to manage and handle it and deal with it. Then Ring of Honor started to come back, so that helped out a lot as well. So yeah, that was a super big challenge for me. The pressure of winning the Pure Wrestling Championship and then going on to really present the Pure Wrestling division the way I envisioned it. It was challenging. It was a fun challenge, but it was very, very challenging having to explain to my coworkers what my vision was of the match that we were trying to put on. Really trying to verbalize it to Hunter and everybody else. Hunter, the promoter, the booker, really kind of understands my brainchild, and he adds a lot to it. He gives me ideas. We play off of each other, and he truly loves Ring of Honor. And I don't think I've met anybody that loves Ring of Honor as much as I do until I met Hunter, and I really got a chance to know him. So it's a really great relationship that I have with him. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. The biggest thing was really getting over that depression for me, I think. It took a toll on my body as well because I was so out of shape when I came back, so.
Well, I'll say this. We've had, I believe it's called the tag-in movement that came out. We're just people helping others, and a lot of pro wrestlers were part of that. It's either tag me or tag in, but it's really good. But just in general, we see how society, especially during the pandemic, that a lot of people just trying to deal with depression and helping each other out. And it was good that your wife was able to help you out and be there for you. And I'm sure that also lends itself to you helping others if it came to that point.
Yeah, I mean, I had to definitely, and the thing is, people were coming to me with issues when I was depressed and I didn't know it, and I had to put on a certain face to have conversation with him. Like I had my stuff together. When I got off the phone, I just went back to, laying down, not watching television, not communicating with anybody. But then when I pick up the phone, it's like, hey, what's going on, bro? Blah blah blah. You know, it was really weird, man. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
Are you prepared for life right now after Ring of Honor, no matter how long we're in hiatus?
Yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm going back to all the things that I did before I joined Ring of Honor and before the pandemic shut down. I'll be going to Germany for WXW 16 Karat Gold tournament in March. I have a rich history with those guys. Since 2010, I've been working on and off with WXW, so really looking forward to going back and seeing a lot of my friends over there. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm really excited about it.
How's your German?
Not good at all. Not good at all. I got a little bit of French there, a little bit of Japanese, but my German is trash, man. Non-existent.
Well,
They
as
kind
long
of
as
baby me though. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. What did you say?
Oh, I was just gonna say they kind of baby me because when I come over, all of them speak fluent English. So it's just like I don't even have to speak German, you know.
I was going to say if there was a language barrier, it didn't matter. You'd be able to pull it off in the ring anyway.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so.
Well, Jonathan, a few more questions. We'll wrap this up. And wow, just looking at things, we just saw Jey Lethal, your former tag partner and a mainstay Ring of Honor on All Elite Wrestling. What are your thoughts of the style? Because I'm curious. You mentioned about Hunter, and you mentioned about, and of course, Ring of Honor. And to me, they're all different, but their styles with Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, I see some similarities there between those. You're in it. You'd know better than me. Do you see it that way? And what did you think about seeing Jey on AEW?
I think it comes a time when everybody has to move on. Jey has accomplished everything. He's a Grand Slam champion. He's won the World Championship, the TV Championship, the Pure Championship, and the Tag Championships. All the core championships that existed in Ring of Honor when it originated, he's held it. He's done everything. There's nothing else for him to do. I think he's around 36. He owed it to himself to leave Ring of Honor. I think Jey Lethal is literally the best wrestler in the world. And I don't say that because of his in-ring ability. I say that because of the man that he is. He helps so many people, and that stuff doesn't get spoken about outside of Ring of Honor. He did wonders for my career. I wouldn't be talking to you right now probably if it wasn't for Jey Lethal. He did so much to make sure that, I could be seen as the pro wrestler that he saw that I could be. And he made sure that I had the matches. He, like, literally the whole me and him tagging thing was his idea. We had that match. The first match that Jey Lethal and I had was because he saw something in me. He said, hey, man, I want to wrestle you. It didn't come from the office. He came to me and was like, I want to wrestle you. And when he walked away, I was like, yeah, that's going to happen. Whatever. Next thing I knew, it got booked. And we had that match. And then after that, Hunter came to me and was like, we got to do that again. Because of him, I got my push in Ring of Honor. It wasn't the upper management didn't see me as somebody to invest in. Jey Lethal saw something in me, and he invested time in me to help me get to that point. And he's done that with several guys, and he just doesn't get enough credit for it. He's done that with guys in Ring of Honor. He's done that with guys outside of Ring of Honor. I mean, all the way down to in-ring promos, just getting booked simply for the company. Like, he's just a tremendous person. And because of that, I believe he is the best wrestler in the world. Not just in ring, but everything else included. Yeah.
Well, Jonathan, also, I don't know if he still does, over on the Central West part of Florida, he was training a lot of up-and-comers, a lot of wrestlers as well. So he was also lending himself to that expertise and all. He had, like you said, I didn't know about the behind-the-scenes Ring of Honor and other places, but I knew that part of it for him. He has so much knowledge, and he is a good teacher. And it's fun to see how some of the reality of what you two did in Ring of Honor was based from reality. Some of the things you guys are doing.
All him, man. I owe so much to Jey. Yeah, man. He's a really good human, like a phenomenal human being. And that alone to me makes him the best wrestler in the world.
And Jonathan, what can you say too about AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, those companies? Are those something too that might be on your radar here in 2022?
Well, I'm already working with New Japan Strong. I've had a relationship with them since I did the Super Juniors. Um, and because of Ring of Honor, it's become a little easy for me to just go over whenever I want it. As far as AEW, I've never had a relationship with them. I know a lot of people that are in the office. I know a lot of people that are on the roster that I speak to semi-regularly. So, I mean, who knows what will happen there. But as far as stylistically, I see, and I'm very happy about it because my mission with the foundation is not just a gimmick, is real. I always felt like me coming up through the ranks on the smaller independents, me presenting myself as a technical wrestler, a pure wrestler, myself and countless others that feel the same as I do about wrestling, we were always suppressed or shunned because our style wasn't as spectacular or high impact as like some of the other styles. So those styles are more easier to digest. Our style is more, you have to pay attention to the story that's being told. You have to understand act one to understand act two, and so on and so on. So like it's an acquired taste. So I noticed when Ring of Honor decided to make their identity pure wrestling, it started to get popular and people started to really gravitate towards it because it was fresh, it was different. The wheel is round. Wrestling has to go back around. We've had this high impact, high spot style be the forefront of wrestling since 2006. It's time for it to change again. And I think, the powers that be in these other companies like AEW, they see that. That's why the Daniel Garcias, the Lee Moriarty's exist in these companies now because they can feel the style changing and they want to be ready for when it does change. They already have the good players for it. I honestly believe that Ring of Honor is responsible for that, bringing back pure wrestling. They saw the trend. Ring of Honor has been the trendsetter since its inception. So we're doing it again. And because of that, I truly feel like Ring of Honor will have to come back in a regular capacity after April because we are the trendsetters.
Well, Jonathan, you couldn't have said that any better. If you look at even when WWE has some of their best matches, it's Ring of Honor alum. You look in AEW, you see a lot of Ring of Honor alum in AEW currently. And it's a really great to see. And I agree with you. Ring of Honor has, to me, it's almost like ECW. Long time ago in ECW for WCW and WWE to that Attitude Era. Well, it actually started with ECW and some of the things they were doing with even the smaller wrestlers and also with some of the hardcore type of matches and style and all. And I think ECW has a lot to do with the Attitude Era and what happened there, just like Ring of Honor has a lot to do with what AEW and some groups like that are doing today. So that's very good. I like that analogy, and I thank you so much for that. Hey, I'm going to let you get going. I appreciate your time. It was awesome to talk to you. I wish you nothing but the best. I think you are one. I'm so glad PWI rated you in the top 20. I know everyone has a different opinion and all like that, but that's no slouch to be in the top 20 for that top 500 list. And to see that lend itself from a Ring of Honor talent, I thought was just awesome. I want you to go out talking about Final Battle, some of the competitors that'll be on Final Battle that we could check out for this big show. And it's going to be Ring of Honor Final Battle, End of an Era. And we've got it coming up in Baltimore. It's going to be available on FITE TV and pay-per-view. And it's just going to be an awesome event. And it's going to be on a Saturday, December 11th. And wow, and Baltimore, great crowds in Baltimore for Ring of Honor. That's one of Ring of Honor's staples, which is another thing I'd like to mention. But I want you to talk as we close out here about that event and some of the talent, the great talent that'll be on that show.
The entire card hasn't been announced yet, but you are definitely going to see, passionate performers that really love Ring of Honor. I'm going to start with Roxy, somebody that I'm really fond of. She is our newfound Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and I can't think of a better person to represent Ring of Honor's women's division than Roxy right now. So she'll be defending the Ring of Honor World Championship. And one thing I really love about her is she's already so good, and she's only like 20 years old. So like when she's 26 or even my age, just imagine how good she's going to be and all the things she's going to accomplish. I'm just so happy I was able to meet her at this young age. Now I want to move on to Josh Woods, someone that I'm very fond of. He's a member of the foundation. He's my friend. He is right now the reigning Pure Wrestling champion. I'm sorry. Yes.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I had to throw this in. And he's a South Florida guy, Jonathan. I had to throw that
There
in.
you go. There you go. There you go. So I know who you're rooting for now. Um, and now he's going to be defending for the second time the Ring of Honor World Champion. I mean, the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Championship against Brian Johnson, someone else that has a really big mouth, but he is as passionate as they come. He is probably one of the best wrestlers on the Ring of Honor roster, and I think Josh Woods is going to have his work cut out for him. Brian Johnson is a very crafty and smart competitor. He's in shape. He can go. I've seen him, come through the dojo system, and he fought his way onto the roster, and now he's challenging for one of the most prestigious championships in wrestling, period. So I'm personally looking forward to that match. Then I want to move on to the other announced match, which is the Briscoes versus OGK. The Briscoes have been staples of Ring of Honor since pretty much day one. They have held the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship so many times. And for them to still be passionate to win those championships just speaks volumes about their love for the company. So I admire that passion and that love. But I also know Mike Bennett. I've been in the ring with him several times recently, and he is a very, very, very passionate, pure professional wrestler. So, and same thing with Matt Taven. He loves Ring of Honor. And I love being around these guys because I can feel their passion for the company. They love this company just as much as I do. So they're going to go out there and they're going to give it their all. And when I say that, I just can't think about what they're going to do to each other for those championships because the Briscoes are some crazy boys. Crazy boys, crazy. So those are all the matches that I know that are announced. I can only imagine Shane Taylor promotions defending the World Six-Man Tag titles. They're going to do everything they can to be the last Ring of Honor World Six-Man Championships champions. So, of course, for me, we've already spoken about it. I just want to fulfill my destiny. What I feel is my destiny is becoming Ring of Honor World Champion. So I'm going to give everything I have to win that championship, and I know Bandito will do the same.
That is going to be an extraordinary event with an extraordinary main event. Bandito, the Ring of Honor World Champion, against this man, Jonathan Gresham. Wish you nothing but the best. Everything well. We're going to wish the best for Ring of Honor as well. And I'm going to throw it out with this social media. Do you have social media for your fans?
Yeah, I am on Instagram at Jonathan Gresham. If you like cats and dogs, that's really all I post and like funny memes and stuff. So you can follow me on there. If you're not into that stuff, you can follow me on my Twitter, which is more professional. That's at the John Gresham. That's Jon, not John, Jon. And that's pretty much it. I am running my first show in January 16th. It's called Terminus. You can follow all information on Twitter at Terminus Pro. We hopefully will be bringing you something very special with Terminus. It's also tagged as Modern Age Grappling, so I'll let you sit on that for a little while and try to figure that one out. So thank you for your support. Please continue to support Ring of Honor and independent wrestling in general. Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to talk again because we're going to talk about that big show you're going to be involved in. That'll be awesome. So we'll do that. And again, I mean, I could stretch this out forever, and I want to let you go. But you mentioned dogs. Jonathan, do you have dogs?
I do. I have two cats, Billy and Buddy. They're on the couch over there. You can see them. And I also have three dogs. I have a French bulldog. His name's Barry. He's so annoying, but I love him. And I have I have two Yorkies. One's a teacup, one's not. One's named Bernice for Bernie for short, but her name's Bernice. And then Bert. He's the new addition to the family. He's a teacup Yorkie. He's probably about this big. He's super annoying too, but we're getting used to each other. So
Yorkies, though, Yorkies. I don't get the Yorkies. The French bulldog that fits you guys. That's a dog for the couple. That.
I love the Yorkies, and my wife ended up falling in love with my puppy because her puppy is Barry, was a French bulldog. Mine is Bernie, which is the Yorkie, and she ended up falling in love with the Yorkie, but I don't let her hold my dog as much, so she ended up getting another dog. That's the Yorkie, and she's gone right now, so I'm spending all the time with him. But I love it, man. So I got a zoo in here. So, kind of smells like it sometimes too.
Yeah, well, yeah, you gotta watch that too. He is Noah, everybody. It's Jonathan's arc. There you go. Getting ready for that. Jonathan, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me, dude.